friends, this is a Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. I am here with my niece, Jean Olson Persanti, from Beauty and the Stamper. If you haven't checked out her channel, you guys are missing out so much. She's got a champagne taste on a beer budget wine, but when you look at her stuff, you're talking Macy's and, I was going to say Gimbals. I'm not that old. Macy's, okay? Really cute crafts. We're going to shoot on and do something else later. But first, I want to congratulate Jean on what I think you have like 9,000 subscribers now. Is that about right?
Yeah, well, 26,000, but close.
Yeah, nobody likes to show off, Jean. No, absolutely. You don't get to that kind of record without being fantastic. So I am so proud of you. I am so proud of her. So here we're going to make some, I'm sorry. Let me just go ahead and apologize now, because once you start making this, one, you're going to want to live off of it, and two, your family is going to constantly be requesting it. If you've had my caramels, you'll know. That's what we're making today. So I'm going to make a batch, and Jeannie's going to make a batch, and I'm going to just break down and tell her how to do it and see how well she does.
All right.
Good?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start off with, I'm going to lower the camera, and I do want to let you know that we are in today's studio audience. We do have a couple of, let me try to say,
a couple of beauties.
hi girls. Okay, so anything that they say, just don't listen to them. Okay. All right, so let's rock. First thing we're going to do is we're going to heat some butter. And when you're making this, you do not want to chintz up on the ingredients. If you like me at all, please don't ever use margarine. Use butter. Use cream. Use the good stuff. Your end result will thank you. So, we got the fire going on a medium high. We got the butter in there melting.
It's already melting.
Yeah, that's all right. And we're going to put it all together. So put in the sugar, and then you've got two types of corn syrup. You got the dark and the light. That all goes in there. And I'd like to say that this is fat-free and sugar-free, but why would I bother lying to you? It's a sugary treat, but you know.
It's Christmas time.
Yeah, if you eat it with your left hand, there's no calories. How's that? All right. The last thing we're going to add, well, not the last thing, but the next thing we're going to add is heavy cream. So this is all going in together. This is all just going to hang out, dance, and have a good old time. In the meantime, while this is getting going, I've got a separate pot in the back here of just heavy cream, and I'm going to get that to a boil. Okay?
We're putting the cream in here?
Yep.
Are we stirring it at all?
Oh yeah, we're gonna stir, and once it comes time to rock, we're gonna stir real lot. Get that cream going. Wait, did I just hear somebody ask why are we heating that second pot of cream? Well, I'll tell you. In the meantime, I'm going to continue stirring this, but the reason we're doing that second pot of cream is because I'm going to add it to this mixture, but this mixture is going to get hot. It is going to bubble, and you don't want kids around when you're making this because it can really mess them up. But if you put anything cold into the caramel as it's starting to bubble and boil and get angry, and it's going to look like it's going to get angry, but you're better than the caramel. So if you put something cold in it, it's going to crack. It's going to get brittly, and you don't want that. So you want your, you're going to incorporate the second batch of cream slowly into the bigger pot. You're boiling that so that they're at about an even temperature, okay? So that they can get along and play nicely. So let's continue. And I really want to just keep keep the camera here because I want you to see the magic. And it's just constantly stirring. In the meantime, I'm keeping an eye on the cream in the back. You want to make sure that your pot is on top of the heat. There you go. All right, so I'm going to just put this, get right back because I'll keep showing you as we go along, okay? I'm not going to use that. A wooden spoon is going to be your best thing because it's a long-handled wooden spoon and a heavy pot. Jean's pot that's my caramel pot. I use that all the time. So I'm going to give her the best ingredient, best tools, so that when we finish this cook-off, she can't complain that I cheated her on anything.
Oh, you're giving me a fighting chance.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So it does me no good if you can't make this right. So let's do that. So we're going to continue. You can see that the butter is still pretty solid. The cream is not doing anything.
Mine is.
Well, see that pot. I'm telling you, I love those heavy pots. So let me see. Where are you at? Your cream is boiling. Now, you don't want it to boil up. You just want it to get about there and put it really low because you want it to keep it hot. So I lowered her temperature way down. Mine is still thinking about waking up. So,
oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to buy this pot.
you know where I got that pot? I got that pot at a garage sale. $3. I'm telling you, you gotta love people who can be inventive and cheap at the same time. I think we got that covered. It runs in the family.
We've got inventive and we've got cheap. Inexpensive. Let's go inexpensive.
Yeah, sure. Tomato, I guess. I have no problem being cheap. All right, so I'll check back with you just as soon as we get this thing boiling, and we'll carry on. Okay, so I want to show you the differences between the two pots. Jeannie's pot is going pretty doggone good. It's talking and doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it's already boiling all around.
It's boiling good. Mine is still not sure if it wants to play with me. But
so what's the difference? I mean, I know there's a difference in the pots, but what kind of pot is this as opposed to that?
that's a heavy stainless steel pot.
Okay.
So and it's funny because I've got these beautiful pots and pan set that my daughter gave me, and I love it. But I've never made my caramels in it because I know how good that works. Now look at how that thing is going. It's going really good. So lower it just a little bit and turn up that back cream just a little bit because we still want that back cream hot. We want it hot.
I know.
All right. Yeah, the studio audience back there, they just don't. Rules were given before they entered the studio, and they don't listen.
That's because we didn't make them sign a contract. There's nothing to lose.
Sign a contract. Just say okay, or mark an X. That used to work.
Okay.
Okay. Well, my butter's melted. That's all right. And I'd much rather you have this than be discouraged by this. I'm not discouraged. This baby's starting to say, hey, you know what? All you guys are talking about this stuff. I want to play. See, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm going to lower the heat on that because I need it to stay. I need it to stay hot.
So I'm going to ask you. I am stirring this because I'm afraid it's going to boil up and over. Is it something that needs to be constantly stirred?
Constantly stirred. It needs to be constantly stirred. When you are making caramels, you do need a constant stirring, and we'll be here for about 20 minutes. I might be here for an hour and a half, but yeah, about 20 minutes from this point on. Now, see this milk, see this cream? That's boiling pretty good. I'm going to turn it completely off. So it'll stay there, all right? Janie is, that's
Yeah.
good. It's okay.
This is really getting big.
It's all right. That's all right.
We're good?
You're good. You're
Okay. I'm so scared.
good. It's going to,
Like, you could burn me with a hot glue gun, but I do not want to be burnt by hot sugar.
that is no joke, man. They're a completely different kind of burn. And a glue gun, yeah, that goes off quickly, even if it blisters. But this is not something you want to mess with. So,
One time I was testing out a creme brulee torch, and so I thought it would be nice to test it on a little peep with all the sugar. And then I instantly touched it to see how hot it was, and I left myself a burn for a few weeks.
I think everybody has a stupid burn story. I mean, I don't.
Of course not.
That I'll admit to, but
Hey, what's that right there?
nothing. See? Who invited her?
You did.
Oh, darn it. Okay, I'm going to show you the consistency of both of these caramels because they are at completely different temperatures, which is really kind of cool. All right, so mine is very thin. You see that? Very watery. Jean, lift yours up. It's still very thin, but it's going to stay thin for a while, and then it's going to get a little bit thicker, and then when it reaches the point where we want to start slowing it down, it's going to get pretty thick. It's going to coat the back of your spoon really well. You'll see a huge difference. So let me check back with you when we get this thing boiling. You know what, Jeannie? Here's what you can do. You can go ahead and add your hot milk.
Okay.
Now, when you do this, Jean, I want you to really, really drizzle it in. Now, put it towards the center. There you go. So that if it drips backwards, there, it still goes in. Slow, 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 slow. Slow, slow, slow. Keep stirring. Slow, slow, slow. Perfect. Keep going. Do you see how slowly she's adding it? It has to go in really slowly so that it doesn't break and crack. This recipe is one of the creamiest, chewiest caramels. It's buttery. It's absolutely decadent. It'll knock your socks off. No, Lynn, you can't play. I don't want to play. I want to vouch for you. And you know what's funny? This little pot is going to weigh a ton now, isn't it?
Yes.
It really gets heavy when you have to control it. All right, now you're going to see that it's getting higher and it's getting more vicious. No worries, it's fine. When the milk is in and it's set, it's going to really knock its socks off. It's going to drop down, it's going to chill out, and then it's going to start to thicken up. Yay! Okay, so mine is about ready for that. Oh, that popped.
Did you get burnt?
Yes. You play right. No, it was just a drop. It's not a big deal. So you want to make sure to stir it really slowly. And you want to go from the back, zigzag all the way to the front to keep it from burning, and then hook it around to the sides to keep it from sticking. All right, so I'm going to add my cream. And I'm going over I'm not familiar with these pans. I'm going over the pan so that it all falls into the pot. And the neat thing about this, my favorite part, is when it's all done and you put in the vanilla at the very end, otherwise you'll burn the vanilla. All right. This baby is... Put this in the sink. Yep, mine is going pretty good. All right, so this is gonna... I know, I'm telling you, these pots are a huge difference. All right, now Jean, you have a candy thermometer over there. I want you to stick that into the back.
Oh, I don't know how these work.
So there's a little clip in the back that'll go right onto your pot. Plus it has a little lip on the bottom of it so that it won't actually touch the bottom of the pot, otherwise you'll get a wrong reading. All right, so it's going to very quickly go up to about 200 and then it's going to stop there for a bit. You see it?
Oh, yeah, huh?
Okay, hold on because I do want... Can you see that thermometer right there? It's going to go... It'll stay at 220 for probably about 10 minutes. And you want to get it to the softball stage. Where am I at? Where's my finger? Which is right about there. But, and I messed that up.
Where? Right? That's left crack? Oh,
Softball,
right here.
yes. Just below that. Okay, Jean, how you holding up?
Good.
You didn't know this was going to be a workout, huh?
No. You did not tell me this part.
No, well, actually... When you work out so much like this, then you get to eat more caramels. That's my story. How else do you think I keep my girly figure? I said that to an older gentleman friend of mine once, and I don't know what I was serving him. He goes, "Oh no, that's just too much." And he goes, "Well, you couldn't eat this much." How cute. And I go, "Well, of course I could. How else do you think I keep my girly figure?" He goes, "I'm not touching that one." Well, he's not stupid. All right, so let me show you. I love that we did them so differently in different pans because they're a huge difference. What's your temperature, Jean?
Still at 220.
Yep. Yeah, let's see. Let's look at about 10 minutes. It's probably barely going to be going up. But continue stirring this thing so it doesn't stick.
You missed that expression.
You having fun, Jean?
So much fun.
I'm not worried because I know she is. All right, we'll check in back. All right, that molten gold is just beautiful. Look how thick it is. Lift your spoon up, Jean.
Oh.
See how thick that is? I mean, such a huge difference from when it started. You can even see the thickness dripping down. That's good stuff. Now, you want to make sure to scrape the sides really well. Good job. And it's going to get thicker still. So just make sure to scrape the sides and keep it all kind of mixed and blended really well. All right, look at that boil. That is a beautiful boil. It's thick, it's rich. Drizzle some caramel, honey. Let me see how. You see how thick that got?
The back of that spoon.
Yep, it coats the spoon. So do that again and coat the back of the spoon so we could see it. Okay, so you're going to get 1,000 little bubbles and then they're going to disappear.
Oh
Perfect.
my gosh, that looks amazing.
You know, someone had said, "Oh, you ought to have what did she say? A wine and caramel party." I'm going, "No, I cannot do the two together. I will either have wine or I will work and do caramel. But there's no way the two are going to happen. God only knows what will come up after I have a glass or two or three or nine."
Okay, so I'm looking at this, and I want to just eat it right now.
Yeah, that'll burn your tongue.
Well, I know that.
Oh.
But since it's not at that softball stage, could I just, like, put it in a jar and use it later for
Okay.
ice cream?
Can I just say, what the frosting? This girl just totally read my mind because I didn't mean to say something about this and I forgot. So here we go. That's why we work well together. Okay, so you're going to take this for a soft caramel. You want it to just below, just about 240 degrees. Okay, if you stop at 200, okay, maybe a bit or two above that, but if you stop at 200, you have just made some of the most amazing caramel sauce. As a matter of fact, that's I made that just the other day, and I jarred them. I put them in little jars, and those are going to be perfect Christmas presents. And I'll put them with an apple, 2 apples. I'll put an apple, a red apple and a green apple, with a small jar of the caramel sauce, and those are great little gifts. So yeah, stopping it at 200 will give you a great caramel sauce. You can melt it over, pour it over ice cream. You can oh, see, isn't that good? Now this is a little bit thicker, but I liked it like that because I wanted it for apples. But if you want to take this, put it just like this in a pot of hot boiling water, because you know cold boiling water just won't work. Put it in a pot of boiling water, and it'll thin it up, and then you can pour it over ice cream or with cookies, or drink it. Put it in an IV, just you know. Yeah.
What good would the IV do? That's the taste that you want.
It's in there, and it'll get you. So that's beautiful. It must be close. Yeah, it's only about 230. But don't push this one. This one, let it. You're gonna want to take it off, and you're gonna think, oh no, it's going too much. It's gonna burn. Leave it alone. I'm gonna show you hers, and then I'm gonna show you. That looks so good. I'm so excited for her.
Oh my gosh, my arm feels like it just worked out. Like, I think I just lifted 120 pounds 10 times at least.
We will pump you up. You already know I'm a dork. I don't know who's surprised by this.
I'm getting there.
You are getting there.
I think I'm there.
Now, okay, here's the reason I put that parchment paper next to you is because this is where you're going to very carefully, Jean. Let me have the handle on this side, okay? That looks beautiful. So you're going to very carefully, look at how thin mine is. Mine is so drastically thin.
Look at mine.
Oh, I want to drink that. What a difference, right? So take this and dollop just a little bit onto your parchment paper. Yeah, and just let it hang there. Well, no. These are, you know, I'm all about quality control. I don't know what the heck you plan to control with that. All right, so she's done. She is ready to rock and roll. But here's the really cool part. Now I'm going to take this. Okay. Ah, that was stupid. That's all right. So now you're going to take, when you add the vanilla, it's going to get so mad at you.
Oh, no.
No. That's it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That was awesome.
Sorry about that. Okay. I had lightly sprayed a square 8x8 baking dish. Thank you, Jean. Carol Merrill. And parchment paper to fit and hang over the sides. Okay. Now you're going to pour that, Jeannie. Just pour it right on in. Do not scrape the bottom. Just pour. No mercy on that baby. Now, very gently scrape the sides, but not the bottom. Very gently. Okay, see that different colors right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to caramelize. So stop. Clean the bottom of that pot.
The bottom? I don't know.
The part that's dripping.
Oh, uh-huh.
Okay, that's it. You're done. Okay. Now scrape that whole thing, Jean, onto that other piece of parchment paper. Scrape the whole bottom. Okay. Okay, check this out. So Jean finished hers, and in a fraction of the time than it took for my other pot to finish. So I transferred my mixture into this, and now it's starting to come alive and say, well, where have you been, ding dong? Wow. All right, so there you go. Now, Jean, those, oh, how is it, Jean? Good. So here, those dollops that you put aside, this is the ones you taste. They're warm. They're soft. They're so good.
Let me give some to the...
Oh. Here, because it's chewy and it'll, sorry. All right. Oh man, that is so buttery.
Oh my goodness. Good, want more.
Oh, you want more? So that taste was,
So good.
that taste was just a teaser.
Beautiful flavoring.
Just enough to get you mad. Okay, well mine finally decided to play right once I put it in the right pot. Go figure, right? Now, it's good, it's beautiful, it's thick, it's creamy. See that? That's good. That's a good looking caramel. Now I'm going to add the vanilla. And then it's going to just start to roar. Just be careful. And that's it. That's it. The fire's off. And you always want to add the vanilla after you've removed it from the heat. I'm going to pour this into my prepared dish. Sorry about that. All right. And I'm not going to scrape the pan. I'll show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to pour it in. Okay. And I am very gently going to just take this top part off. The bottom part is so much hotter, it will crystallize and it will crunch. And you don't want that in a soft caramel. So I'm going to take this, put it onto parchment paper, because there's no way I'm going to let this sucker go to rest or to waste. So that will go, that will harden, and is yours? Okay, so this is the one that Jean did, and it's good. It's still soft, but you can see just a little bit of crackle in it. I don't want any crackle on my caramel. I want it creamy. So here's what I'm going to do to mine. Since we made 2 batches, don't mess with me, baby. I'm not here to play around. All right, I'm going to add some sea salt, some pink Himalayan sea salt. Doesn't that sound fancy? Did we ever talk about salts? I don't know if I ever made a video on salts. Oh my goodness. Well, I will, because it's so interesting. But in a nutshell, the different portions of the globe have different minerals and such in the oceans, and so you're going to get a different flavored salt. Not so much that, you know, oh no, this is pink Himalayan when I really wanted gray Himalayan. Yeah, it's not like that. But sea salt on top of this, just a crackle. Now I'm doing it when it's still wet so that it doesn't fall off. Okay, so it's going to sit, it's going to harden, and then you've got a salted caramel candy. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so let me be back. I'm telling you right now, it was her. She makes me do things. Okay, so if you could, okay, I can't reach the camera, so if you can just come over and look. Okay, you can't. Hold on a minute. Okay, you see how she is? She just stood there laughing. You're crooked. Go this way. Okay, so this is the caramel. It's hot, man. I can feel that heat. And it's got the salt on it.
Oh, you can.
So this needs to sit overnight. Let it cure. Both of them are going. And through the magic of wiggled television. Oh, there it is. Ta-da! Ta-da! All right, you're going to loosen it up. Because you sprayed with the vegetable oil earlier, after this sticky part, it will
just pop off. It'll just pop out.
It won't. You got to work on it.
Oh.
But, see, now it will. And this is perfect for, no. Well, it is, but I won't. All right, so we're going to measure out. Okay, this is an 8x8 pan. So, sorry. I promise you, I really do know what I'm doing. All right, I'm just going to cut this into 1-inch strips. Boys, ooh, look at that. Okay, so I'm just going to measure out 1-inch strips. And it's really interesting how this is, when you cut it, it's kind of fun to watch it because it comes to life, much like Frosty. So you've got this baby. All right, so this is what you're going to do. This is the bar that you're going to be working with. You're going to keep doing that. And after a while, the lines will melt right into each other. So you kind of want to get these things cut and then put aside. And if you put it next to the other one, it'll get right back to where it was. It'll find its friend and want to hang out. All right. So let me just finish this up. Jean, you want to finish that while I watch?
You're trusting me with a knife. So when I was young, I used to sit in front and like pretend I knew how to cook and bake and pretend I was Julia Child and that there was a television camera on me when I did all this. Never did I think that I would actually be doing it.
And here you are, Jeannie a child.
Did you ever make mud pies?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we used to make hundreds of mud pies and put them in the house and serve them.
And here I thought this was the Bijou Baker, not the Lynn Diverson show. I'm telling you.
The camera's on.
Yes, the camera's on. We're not here to joke around. All right. So, because these things, now here's the funny thing. If you leave this here, in about an hour or so, it's going to start to relax and they're going to spread out. That's all right. The portions that I make, I always like to make, I'm sorry, I'm sure you don't want to, Hey, hi, Jean. I'm sure you don't want my chest talking to you. So the portions that I make are, where are they?
They're all the way over there.
Oh, there's caramels all over my home. But I would much rather make smaller portions and let them have 5 or 6 than serve large portions and have any of it go to waste. None has ever gone to waste, but I'd really, I'd rather you take 20 than throw away half. So what I like to do is I cut them in just real small, almost like Tootsie Roll sizes. Okay, just a small Tootsie Roll size.
Just throw it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you don't know.
There we go. Got it.
This is, okay, let me explain what just happened on this end of the camera. Lynn, in the wheelchair, can throw about as good as, I don't know, Tom Brady. Oh, no, that was bad.
Go Cardinals.
She throws with all her might and lands right there. I've seen her throw and it land backwards. I'm just saying. So when Sheen tells you to throw it, I got scared. Okay, so this is the caramel piece. Isn't that perfect? It's a perfect little size and so good. So you cut it this size, you wrap it in a piece of wax paper, and that's it. So let me just show you. I've got to figure out a way to do this better.
We need to invest in a drone.
That would be fun. Okay, so I'm literally just going to slice a few at a time, making sure that they stay separate, because right away they'll start to want to cling back to each other.
Do you just wrap them right like that, or do you form them?
I wrap them just like this. They look a little wonky, but by the time they sit, get wrapped, and sit again in the that's it. These are the caramels. And this is when you you can sit in front of the TV and get your kids around and play games and talk and have fun, and it really is a fun way to just bring in the Christmas cheer kind of thing.
I'm gonna do one so I can say I've done it all the way through.
Do it all the way through. Well, doing it all the way through would be wrapping it, unwrapping it, and eating it.
The finished product is great.
The finished product is great. Yep. Well, there's something to that, huh?
And you have to roll these the right way, huh?
You have to roll them the right way.
Oh, I made a caramel.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Give me a thumbs up, you guys. I've never done this before.
Well, you did it now, girl, and you did it with great success. So we've got the salted caramel. We've got the regular caramel. You can also, because I only like to cause trouble, take these caramels and dip them in chocolate. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It happens like that. So, knock your socks off, my friend. This is my Christmas caramel. I hope you had a good time watching it. I had so much fun making it with this wacko and those my studio audience. I'm going to have to talk to the security guard. He's going to have to do a better job in checking them in. All right, my friends. Until next time, happy baking. Bye.
Now aren't they going to call you in?
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.